If you're ambitious, growth focused, and keen to keep developing personally and professionally, it is the community to connect with like-minded people.
The Journey Further Book Club. It's one of the longest standing initiatives here at the agency, which has brought topics such as environmentalism, mental health, workplace culture, time management, plus so much more to the forefront of the 1,300 plus people who are a part of the community. What's most important though are the actions and learnings taken from each read, which many of us have applied to our work and personal lives. That is what this week's episode is all about, and who better to kick things off than book club manager Isabel. Isabel, it seems only apt to begin with yourself. For anyone that may not know, give us the lowdown on what the book club is all about.
Yeah, so I have the amazing job of looking after the Journey Further Book Club, which is a community for ambitious people who want to continue learning throughout their career. So we host regular discussions, events, and facilitate conversations generally about learning through books, the latest and greatest non-fiction reads.
Right, Katie, we're talking about all things book club this week.
We are.
Is there one book or a couple of books that particularly resonated with you?
So back in 2019, we were reading Turning the Tide on Plastic. So myself and a few members of the team, we actually collected some of our recycled waste for the whole month, and then we collated it all into an Airtable.
Just to kind of see how much plastic we'd actually generated, and it was a lot more than I expected. Yeah, kind of aware of it, but just the way that we did it in the office helped kind of frame a lot of those questions and a lot of that conversation.
One that influenced me the most was Be More Pirate. Some really interesting notes and pieces that you can take from it, and how you can be that bit more pioneering. I think one of the key things that Sam asks people to do is to create this kind of code, this pirate's code, for want of a better word, for your business. But I saw it as an opportunity to create these kind of like articles, as it were, for the SEO team, and things that highlighted the way that we want to work, the way that we want to deal with clients, how we want to solve problems and challenge the industry. And it gives them that spirit of being able to test things, and had a couple of really interesting tests on clients where, you know, the previous SEO agencies had made a recommendation and we weren't really very convinced by it, so we suggested they run a test, and with some really positive results, and those clients are now looking to roll that out across their entire sites. And it's just really positive to see that spirit of pioneering spirit, and everybody's growing by people testing new things and learning and being like a pirate, I guess.
I mean, a few have, but one stands out in particular, which is the power of moments. In anything you do, when you reflect back on it, it really is specific moments that really stand out in it. And so you should always try hard to kind of create these moments in everything you do, because that's what people remember. So as a really obvious example of what we do, we've really focused on creating moments for new employees in their first day and in their first week, or even prior to starting, just so that when they reflect on their first day with us, there are these heightened moments that really stand out. Also replicated that by trying to create regular moments for our clients as well. Those are the moments that, if they exist naturally in something you do, fantastic, but if they don't, you've got an opportunity to create those moments as well, and that's something we try to think about a lot.
Grace, I've caught you reading. Very handily, I've caught you reading.
Be More Pirate really stood out to me, not least because of its amazing cover.
That is very pink.
I started reading the book, it's one of the first books that I picked up, and I keep coming back to it. I keep it in my downstairs bathroom, so if I'm working from home I can just flick through it if I'm ever in the bathroom. What I've really taken from it is just the general idea of questioning rules wherever you go, and finding what works best for you and what might therefore work best for other people. Something that I would never naturally do, i.e. question the rules, but in a framework that says you should question the rules, because not only will it benefit you, it will benefit people around you and people in years to come. And that's an idea that I can massively get down with, right? And it I feel like it really empowers me and maybe other women, other young people.
Yeah, so one of the more recent ones, A World Without Email by Cal Newport. A very small change, but just not checking email constantly. It's one of those things that everyone knows that you shouldn't be responding to every notification on your phone. I'm not exactly sure what it is that resonated with me. I guess it was just the way that it was laid out in the book and the way that it impacts your work, looking at how the brain works and interruptions on concentration, really. I think it was maybe just a refresher, just having it there in front of me again and laid out in black and white to say, stop doing that bad habit that you're doing.
What's the importance then, Isabel, of continually learning and engaging with diverse topics and materials that perhaps you wouldn't have naturally read yourself?
Reading is one thing, and I always encourage all of our members to read with a pencil in hand and jotting down notes as they go, and letting the mind wander and letting the information you're reading apply to your circumstances, but then discussing that and framing your own opinion in order to share it with others, and then being open to listening is just as much as that process. So we try to make sure that we have discussions about every book that we read and discuss how it's individually impacted each of us and the actions we're taking off the back of it.
So you are one of these people that totally destroys books with pens and pencils and annotations everywhere.
Never a pen, Billy. That's heinous.
It's quite nice to see the different books that we have read so far and get the different opinions. And if I don't think something's great, explaining why and getting my point across so that other people can then see that. And I think it's, again, I've read books that I would not have read had we not had the book club.
We obviously talk a lot about creating a culture of learning, and a book club is at the heart of it. But what's really important, and I think we do a great job of on the whole, is actually taking the content from those books and creating actions off the back of them, and sticking with those actions if they work, or iterating on them if they can be improved. As long as you continue to just keep talking about the content in the books, I believe the best ideas that come out of them will rise to the top and be tested and implemented, and that's how we continue to improve.
And finally then, Isabel, it's not just about books, is it? Talk to us about how you take the readings one step further with cracking events.
Fortnightly at the moment, we are hosting LinkedIn Live events with our key authors, so the primary reads that we all read together as a community, but also authors from new books that are coming out all the time. So we cover a huge range of topics. As a club, we're currently focusing on sustainable businesses and looking at what we even mean by sustainability, and also how to kind of future-proof your business. But we have got some exciting events coming up with entrepreneurs, money experts, and much more. So yeah, that's a really fun part of my job that I look forward to.
And there you have it. If you fancy joining our ever-growing community of ambitious, self-improving folk, then you know exactly what to do. All the information on how to join will be in the comment section below. Do check that out. If you enjoyed this video, then why don't you hit a subscribe over on YouTube if you're not already. It really would mean a lot, and we've got some big things coming up that you're not going to want to miss. But in the meantime, keep on reading, and I'll see you next week.